Welcome back to Crossroads, and thank you so much for joining us. You know, my husband called me this week at work and told me that our favorite cousin, Poozums, had a stroke. And he told me that, you know, it was warning signs all around, and she ignored them for a long, long time. And my husband, as many of you know, went to Meharry Medical College, but he was on the business side. So he told me to call his good friend, the hip-hop doctor, Dr. Rainey Whitfield, who joins us this morning on the Crossroads program, because you have a campaign that you're working with, Dr. Rainey, to prevent especially African Americans from having strokes, teaching them all about the warning signs, helping us to help our elders to know what to look for. And you are using one of our legends, a living legend, who is sitting next to you, the incomparable award-winning actress. I bow in the face of her grace and beauty and all that she has done for black women, Mrs. Cicely Tyson.
And I'm still trying to calm down, Sheletta, still trying to calm down.
Now, tell me all about this campaign that you guys are doing.
Well, you want me to start, Ms. Tyson? I'll start.
Sheletta, I have to correct you.
Uh-oh.
This is the guy, this is the lady. Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, we are involved in the Power to End Stroke campaign. It's an aggressive education and awareness campaign to basically inform African Americans, educate African Americans about stroke, how to prevent stroke, have a website. We've been very honored to have Sanofi Pharmaceuticals and Bristol Myers Squibb to fund this for several years now. So it's because of them that I'm able to be here next to Cicely Tyson to bring these messages about stroke to the African American community.
Now, Doctor, why do you think that we ignore the warning signs? Because this is a disease that we can prevent. We can eat right. We can live healthy. We can work with our doctors. But instead, especially in our older communities, they think if I got my herbs and I can mix up some medication, I don't need to see the doctor. They just going to make me sicker. I'm not going to take these pills. I'm going to eat what I've been eating. I ain't dead yet.
Right. Well, and you'll hear Sister's going to enlighten you on some things, too, because we've been talking about her generation and my generation. But part of the problem is there's been a mistrust in the medical community for some times between African Americans and doctors or medicine in general. I just interviewed Dr. Benjamin Carson several weeks ago, and that was one of the things that he spoke on, that we need to find physicians that we can trust. And that's why I went to Meharry, was trained well there, learned great bedside manner, but also was able to reach out into the community and touch people and let them know that we do care. So African Americans are not as aware of some of the health problems that they have, such as colorectal cancer, prostate cancer, all the things that are disparities in health care. I mean, we're twice as likely to have a stroke than any other ethnic group. We're twice as likely to have diabetes than any other ethnic group in this country. And you wonder why these things don't exist. Partly it's due to our diet, lack of exercise, cigarette smoking, but also because there's a lack of awareness of these medical problems. And that's what the Power to End Stroke campaign is all about. That's why we partnered with Cicely Tyson, because she has information and also has a draw. When people see Cicely, they want to listen. It's been a blessing to be a part of the campaign and now working with her.
Now, Mrs. Tyson, thank you so much again for being here. I can't thank you enough for being a part of the program. What can I do to get my grandmother to stop smoking and to stop thinking that her herbs are going to keep her healthy, and to get into the doctor, and like Dr. Rainey said, and to trust what he says is what she needs to be doing?
How old is your grandmother?
She's 80. She'll be 85 this year.
And she's been smoking all her life?
She's been smoking all her life.
She's one of the unfortunate ones, because people who have lived that long and have indulged in cigarette smoking that long feel that they cannot be affected by it because they've lived that long smoking. Mm-hmm. It's an extremely difficult thing to do, Sheletta. I had a sister who smoked 3 packs of cigarettes a day. Mm-hmm. I was able to get her to stop because I sent her off to Dick Gregory's fat farm for 1 year. Mm-hmm. She gave up the smoking. She lost about 75 pounds.
Wow.
But when she came back home and sat at the table, you know, for us, food mm-hmm. was our social stimulus. Back in the day, everything took place around the table. Mm-hmm. And we had grandmother and mother who cooked and baked fantastic pies and that stuffed pig and so on and so forth. All that rich food, which we are still trying to rid our bloodstreams of. And my sister came back, sat down at the table, began to eat, and went right back to 300 pounds. So it's an extremely difficult thing. One of the things that you have to do is be very patient and try to point out to them, especially someone at 85 years old, that it's going to shorten her life. She's going to laugh at you. But tell her that you want her to be here a little longer with you, and you want her to be here healthy. And I think if you focus on getting her to think about you and what a loss it would be to you if she left, then I think she will pay a little bit more attention to you.
Now, Ms. Tyson, why did you decide to partner with this organization and help bring awareness to strokes, especially in our community?
Because I think that education is the key. Most of us don't even understand what the term stroke means, or high blood pressure, or what brings it on. And so, we are, I think when we get these symptoms, we are in denial because we get consumed with just daily, everyday life. And we really become fearful because we think, my God, if anything's wrong with me, who's going to take care of my children? Who's going to take care of my parents and so on? We get occupied with those things, and we tend to ignore the fact that if we don't put our own oxygen mask on first, we cannot help anyone else to breathe.
Now, Dr. Rainey, we've got a minute left. Tell me what people need to do right now for themselves, for the elders in their family, and for their children to prevent strokes from happening. Because when I found out about my cousin Poosum, she was the picture of health. I would never have believed that she would have had a stroke.
Well, in a nutshell, recognize the signs, react rapidly, and call 911. Again, if you don't know the warning signs of stroke, how can you diagnose it? The warning signs are very straightforward, and they come on suddenly. A sudden loss of vision in one or both eyes, a sudden severe headache of no known cause, sudden confusion, trouble understanding, a sudden loss of consciousness, temporary loss of consciousness. These things you need to recognize so that you can educate your family about it. The Power to End Stroke has a website, powertoendstroke.org. Go to the website, get the tools, make a commitment to your community to educate them about stroke, and then donate $1 to the cause, and so that we can continue to bring programs like this to the community.
Dr. Rainey, Mrs. Cicely Tyson, thank you both so much for being a part of the program today. Dr. Rainey, I'm going to tell my husband you said
Tell him what's up.
All right.
MMC, my Harry in the house. All right, Sheletta.
All right. And thank you guys. And you guys stick around. Don't go anywhere. We've got more to come. Stay with us.